how far you are from heaven. Xiefeng. Do you believe that there is a place in the universe where everyone loves each other and treats each other kindly, and where people never quarrel or fight, where there is no marriage, family, currency, or personal property, and where people never worry about food, clothes, shelter, transportation, living, aging, sickness, or death? It is a place where the environment is beautiful and serene like Xanadu, and where people often play games and have endless fun together. A place where love is free and everyone does their work freely. Nobody manages or monitors them. No one would pocket anything found on the ground, and doors are not bolted at night. Where people and nature coexist harmoniously and never harm each other. Do you still not believe in the existence of heaven? If you believe what I am saying here, then come to see how near you have come to heaven now. If you do not believe that you are made by the greatest creator, but rather by your parents, then you are endlessly far from heaven. If you never save wealth in heaven, then you are 108,000 kilometers away from heaven. 108,000 kilometers is a Chinese proverb to describe a tremendous distance between two places. That if you did not pay off your debts from all previous lives, then you are still very far from heaven. If you think marriage, family, and relatives are the biggest wealth in your life, then you are quite far from heaven. If you think the biggest pride and honor in life is to own money, power, and fame, then you are still very far from heaven. If there are still poisonous weeds like jealousy, complaining, anger, possession, control, hypocrisy, selfishness, greed, pride, laziness, comparison, precaution, meanness, cruelty, extravagance, waste, or resentment growing in your soul garden, then you are very far from heaven. If you never know what confession and apology are, then you are very far from heaven. If you never know about gratitude, then you are very far from heaven. If you still covet your personal property, then you are very far from heaven. If your love is only focused on a small group of people, then you are very far from heaven. If you want to control or hamper anyone's freedom, then you are very far from heaven. If you often tell your sad stories or complain a lot to others, then you are very far from heaven. If you have not returned to a childlike state, then you are very far from heaven. If the above situations do not exist, then you are just one step away from heaven. Why can you not see the scenery of heaven? Because you are too far from it. If you try to get close to heaven, step by step, the scenery will become clearer. Eventually, you will see heaven. Just have a try if you do not believe me.